Hi guys, so today we're going to go over curriculum and daily schedule and all the fun things I get to do with kids every day. So our curriculum is Handwriting Without Tears. In this curriculum, the alphabet does not go in the order of regular ABC. It starts with lines, so we start with L, E, F, and then it goes on to curves and diagonals. I've taught here for now 5 years, and we used to teach the alphabet in alphabetical order, but starting with diagonals and curves, kids can't trace those right away or write them right away. So those straight lines work way better, and doing the alphabet out of order, I feel they learn their ABCs way faster. With this curriculum, we have little sticks we can make the letters, which they get to do. And I challenge them with asking what letters, does it have a straight line, does it have curves, long lines, short lines. We also trace our letters. I also use dry erase markers on my whiteboard and let them come up during our whole group time and draw the letters on the board in front of their friends. It's amazing what your kids can do. With flashcards, this one is like sandpaper. They can trace them with their hands. They love tracing stuff, touching stuff. We also do numbers. And with the numbers, I let them use magnetic numbers, put the numbers in order. I also have crayons. I give them 5 crayons with numbers and have them put them in numerical order. And then once they've mastered that, they count dots, put them on them. We have bears. They count bears. We've started with patterns with some of them. It's just awesome to see what they can do. Also, twice a year, we do an assessment. It is not a huge deal. They don't need to study at home. If you want to go over letters and numbers, awesome. If not, we do it here almost every day, pretty much every day. For the letters, they need to recognize what letter it is, be able to tell me what it is, and the sound it makes. Like I said, if they don't, next year they'll do more of it, practice. In the assessment, we do colors, pictures, identifying a mailbox, what a present looks like. They draw straight lines and curves. We also do what is called Mat Man. So mats, these are mats, and with these sticks, we give them arms, legs, head, and they get to build that. And then eventually they start drawing it. So in the assessment, they get to draw me a person, which is awesome to see. Especially once we do the second assessment, how far they've grown. They need to know numbers 1 through 10, and then I have them count as high as they can go. They need to be able to sing their ABCs and identify shapes. So it's pretty simple. I have fun with it. When I do the assessment, sometimes I make games out of letters and numbers and shapes so they can point to it. If they can't just tell me the letter right away. We also, with the curriculum, we do an ABC book. And so every week, the letter we do, we make a letter craft that goes with it. Like last week was letter H. This is the Hulk. So we made Hulk for letter H. At the end of the year, you will get a craft book that goes home with your child from A to Z. And it's kind of cute to see how the crafts get better. And I let them do their crafts themselves. They use glue sticks. When we do glitter, I let them pour their own glitter. I show them a picture of what it looks like, and then I let them make their own craft. So if some of the letters don't really look like what it says they are, that could be why. Which I love to see because their creativity is amazing. So our daily schedule. So we start the day at 9. We start 15 minutes with iPads. And iPads, yeah, some of you might not think that's very important, but ours is not just games. Ours is educational. We have a Handwriting Without Tears app where they trace the letters on the app, which is awesome to see. All the games, there's math games, there's letter games. So that, and hanging and doing it with their friends, they tend to share iPads and talk about the game they're doing. It's a very social setting. After that, from 9:15 to 9:45, we do small group. So in small group, I split my group up. I have 10 kids, so 5 will sit with me, 5 will do, sometimes they'll play games, sometimes they'll do Play-Doh, sometimes they'll color. Stuff, fun stuff, like manipulative stuff, little games they can do. With me, we tend to do crafts. That's when we do our letter craft. We also do our tracing in our book. You will also see pages going home with the letter that tells you where they color, like this week is T, And tulips, all the tulips had T's in them, and some had different letters. They colored the tulips that T's. On the back, they get to do dot painting. I've been using corks with paint to let them use paint, and that's awesome. They love it. With me also, we will do name tracing with these. So I either have them use this and I'll use a dry erase marker and they'll write right over it, or I'll give them a piece of paper that has their name traced on it in highlighter and they trace over it. Teaching them to trace on top of letters is one of my challenges, but it's awesome to see their development in that. And once they master tracing, then they start writing them on their own, which is awesome to see. After our small group, we do whole group 15 minutes. 15 minutes, we sit in a circle. They all sit on rugs. My first whole group, I typically read a story, and then we talk about the story, so I know they're paying attention. I ask them what the characters were, what they did, where they went, what the problem was, how they solved the problem. It's very fun to talk about stories. After that, we do snack 15 minutes. They have their own water bottles. They clean up after themselves. They throw stuff away. After that, we do another 15-minute whole group. In that other whole group, we will do the calendar. We count the days of the month. We talk about the days of the week. We talk about what month it is. I'll do math stuff too, where I will use the bears sometimes, and I will give them 3 bears, or give them 10 bears, and have them stack for me 2 bears in front of them. That is fun to watch. Their little brains work and how to manipulate their little objects. Also, in my whole groups, I tend to play games with them. I do bingo, which is fun to give them little markers and have them have to hold them and be patient to put them on the little cards. And that's why I love games with them. To see 10 kids sit and wait their turn is amazing, because sometimes in their story they can't sit still. So to play a game with them sit, because they know if they sit nice, it's their turn. We do Jenga. They do awesome with that. We do this little game, it's a little bee game. It's like Kerplunk. So they have to pull things out and the bees fall. We do memory games. What else do we do? We have these little manipulative cubes. I have them make patterns with them. I have them put, say, 2 cubes on their knee, 2 cubes on their head. I have them separate 5 cubes over here, 5 over here. I also have sequence cards. Just like the stories, when we talk about what happened and how it went, who was in it. These cards give a scenario. This one, she's brushing her teeth. And there's 4 different ones. And we talk about what she's doing in each one. Putting her toothpaste on her toothbrush, rinsing out her mouth. Now she's clean teeth. Which goes first, second, third. They are really good at this. Yeah. We also have, I have a card chart. It's green, yellow, and red. So if a child is not listening, they can't sit still, they're touching stuff they're not supposed to, you know, what normal kids do. And I have to ask them more than twice. The third time, they might get a timeout. Typically with me though, I'm a little stubborn. So when I ask them not to do something and I give them the consequence that's gonna come if they do it again, they typically don't do it with me, which is awesome because they listen and your kids are awesome. But we have a card chart, so if they pull their card and they get yellow, I have to tell them, if you pull that card, I have to call your mom or dad, and they're not gonna be happy. So this year I have not. In the past years, I haven't really had to use it, which is awesome. If it goes to red, it's something serious, like they've hurt a friend, or which typically doesn't happen either, so that's amazing. But this age, 3 years old, is my favorite age to teach. The personalities that come out in them is amazing. If you've heard the term three-nager, like a teenager, it's so true. Sometimes the little attitudes I see is crazy for a 3-year-old, but so fun because it's the challenge. I love the challenge. I love how they're learning to manipulate. They're learning how to stand up for themselves. They're learning how to solve their own problems. Like when they have a problem with the child, say they want a toy and another child takes a toy from them. Typically they'll say, Miss Tracy, and they want me to fix their problem. I don't fix their problem for them. I help them fix their own problem. So we talk about it. I have them talk to the other child and tell them, I don't like when you do that. it's my turn. I'll give it to you when I'm done. So in this class, I also, with that, it's the independence and the pride that they've solved their own problem. Also with their clothes, they know how to pull up their own pants. They know how to put on their own shoes. That's what I teach them. The joy that they get in those little things that we do every day is the funnest part of this job. These kids, and molding their little minds and watching the light bulbs click, and I just have a blast, and all of your kids are amazing. So that's all we do. We do paint, we play with shaving cream, we laugh a lot. They're fun. So if you have any questions, you can message me on Brightwheel. If you need my cell phone number, typically Brightwheel's way better, but I have a card that has my cell phone number if you're ever any questions, or we can set up a time to meet if you want to call and I can talk to you about your kid. Other than that, that's all I've got. I hope you guys have a good day. Thanks.